Cowboys and Rams playing, of course, before Jerry Jones' post-game comments.
Right. It's like a warm-up act, right?
Sure, totally.
To the main event. Not a bad venue either, right? Brand spanking new SoFi Stadium there in Los Angeles. Cowboys and Rams. There's a look at the $6 billion palace. Some Rams players during the national anthem taking a knee. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones stood with his hand on his heart. Cowboys defensive lineman Dontari Poe knelt during the national anthem. Cowboys head coaching debut of Mike McCarthy, who got a good look at former Bills great Robert Woods early on. Big gain of 30 yards down inside the 20-yard line. Rams moving it fluidly in the red zone. First and goal, Malcolm Brown. Right up the gut into the teeth of that Cowboys defense and in. L.A. Rams a 7-0 lead. It would be the Cowboys' turn to score in the second quarter. First and 10, just on the other side of midfield. CeeDee Lamb, the electrifying rookie out of Oklahoma, big-time catch. He's wearing the 8-8.
Yeah.
Hallowed jersey in the history of the Cowboys franchise. And then Dak to Zeke. Look at the move, and then boom, the power to get into the end zone. Check out the "Feed Me" tattoo after the score. Cowboys take a 7 to feed that man. Cowboys tie the game at 7. Late second quarter, Zeke, they feed him again, and he barrels in again. 7th career game with both a rushing and receiving touchdown. Dallas leading at the half, 14-13. Rams, though, would strike first in the third. Brown, little stiff arm to get to the outside and then skips on in. Rams take a 20-14 lead. Cowboys had their opportunities. Early fourth quarter, 4th and 3 inside the red zone. Dak, so many weapons to throw to, trying to find CeeDee. He does, but a big-time stop. Keep an eye on Jordan Fuller on this play. He had to fight through traffic. And then a heads-up play to get to Lamb and stop him right there. Missed opportunity for the Cowboys. 2017 game, under 2 minutes to go. Dak is going to be swallowed up right there. Big-time defensive stop again. 90 seconds to play. Prescott on 3rd and 13. Fighting for what looked like it was a first down on the field. They would review it, say no, didn't quite get there. 4th and inches. Zeke muscles forward to pick up the first down. So the drive alive, but the Cowboys let the clock keep going. They keep that timeout in their back pocket. 3rd and 10. Dak up top. Michael Gallup gets open. It's a big-time first down, except there was a reason Gallup got open. A lot of contact on the play, but you cannot do that with the right hand. Pushing off. Offensive pass interference call on the play, so they wipe that out. Back the Cowboys up. 4th and 20 for Dak. One last chance. And it's not to be. Always drama with these Dallas Cowboys, right? The Rams in their brand new stadium, christened SoFi Stadium, with the 2017 Week 1 win. Malcolm Brown is making waves, scoring 2 times on the ground. First Rams player to score multiple touchdowns in consecutive season openers since Lawrence Phillips did so back in the 1996-97 seasons.
Okay, we sort of teased, right, that Jerry Jones would be around. We'll get to that. We'll get to Dak. We'll hear from all the principals, basically. Right now, though, we're going to hear from Tim Hasselbeck, who has watched a ton of football today. Pokes and Rams, we close it out right here. Let's start at the end, okay? Michael Gallup, he was hand-fighting Jalen Ramsey. Big completion. It's called back. You're an offensive guy, so I'm going to see where you land on this thing right here. But did the Stripes have that one correct?
Yeah, I do think they got it correct. I am an offensive guy. I would favor the offense. I just think when Michael Gallup is running with Ramsey and he extends his arm and it gives him that extra bit of separation, that's offensive pass interference. And I think that we've seen referees sometimes shy away from making the right call late in the football game. I think they got it right by, officiating it properly, even in a critical moment of the game.
And we can say, right, listen, Ramsey he's an all-pro. And he sold that every bit as well as a wide receiver sells it the other way, don't you think?
Hey, getting up and calling for the push-off never hurts if you're a DB. Just like the quarterbacks, it's when they get hit in the head and they immediately let everyone in the building know that they were hit up high.
All right, so that's critical there, and yet the Rams still come ahead. They win this thing 2017. I'm not sure we saw it like this. The Rams have gone through a bunch of changes, but they still have Jared Goff and they still have Sean McVay, sort of the nucleus there. What'd you see from the Rams and how they went ahead and won the season opener here?
Well, we've made so much about, no OTAs and no mini camps and an abbreviated training camp and, what is football going to look like? And I thought the Rams' plan to go up tempo created just absolute fits for the Dallas Cowboys, especially once they lost their signal caller and Leighton Vander Esch. The tempo and the way that they moved, I think surprised Dallas. They had a hard time getting lined up. Completion on 3rd and 3, hurry up and snap the football. It's not even like Dallas was ready for the ball to be snapped. I thought that plan was part of what made them successful going back to, 2018. We saw a little more of that tonight. And I think when they sprinkle that in and they try to control the tempo as an offense, it makes them much more dangerous.
Jared Goff finishes the night 20 of 31, 275 yards, 1 interception, but he does get the win. We go the other way. Dak Prescott, plenty of news this week, plenty of news off-season by not ever coming to an agreement on a long-term extension. I'm torn. I want your opinion here because he plays really well for the most part, and yet late in the game, he's got 2.5 minutes to go 80 yards to get a field goal to tie the game. He doesn't get it.
No, he doesn't get it. And, we talked about the Gallup play. Look, if Gallup doesn't push off, he can still make that catch. And we're talking about Dak playing great. And quite honestly, I thought he did play great in this game. Just take a look here. Aaron Donald was all over the place tonight. And this is a really difficult throw outside the numbers against a guy that's covered really well. I mean, I think the things that Dak does well as a quarterback were showing up big time. Again, Aaron Donald really be a sack in many cases. A little subtle movement in the pocket, ball out. It's a positive play for that Cowboys offense. And you think about some of the things that he did when he just decided to run the football down in the red zone, 2nd 11, it's not there. The decisiveness and the aggressiveness to just take off with the football and nearly put it in the end zone. They do score on that drive. I just think, look, we are always critical of guys when they lose, and I get that. I think sometimes we do need to take a step back and say, did this guy give his team every chance to win? And I think Dak Prescott did tonight.
Here's a Cowboy team we look at and they go, boy, a lot of talent. And as they have in the past, come up short, don't get the win. If I had not seen cutaways of Mike McCarthy, you could have said, wow, that looks like the team that Jason Garrett's coached the last decade. With a trained eye, what was different that you saw under the direction of Mike McCarthy with the big headset as head coach?
It wasn't very different. I think the thing that struck me was that the offense looked like Kellen Moore's offense. I mean, it really did. And I think, Chris Collinsworth brought it up in the broadcast, and he was right to do so, that they kept Kellen Moore's terminology. Mike McCarthy was the one that learned the new terminology. It made sense from a team perspective and a quarterback perspective, but it did look very much like the same offense. And then defensively, listen, some of the Vander Esch injuries certainly doesn't help them, but yeah, not a whole lot different from the Cowboys we saw a year ago.